a man begins to inspect the condition of a small, long-abandoned yacht. The rotten floor was removed. The wood under the deck turned out to be rotting due to water seeping in over the year. After that, he checked the steering area and control panel of the ship to see which parts could still be saved. The interior and corners of the ship began to be cleaned. He lifted the cover and inspected the areas covered in old dirt. The ship was taken outdoors. The man began washing the exterior using high-pressure water. Cleaning foam is sprayed onto the boat's surface. Old dirt stuck to the deck and hull begins to lift away. He inspected the underside of the ship. The old paint on the hull was peeling and needed repair. The underside of the hull was sanded and scraped. The damaged blue paint was removed from the ship's surface. Various cleaning fluids and chemicals are prepared to assist the restoration process. He cleaned the removed ship components, including the masts and small fittings in the deck area. The floor and interior corners of the ship are cleaned of any remaining dirt, dust, and old coatings. The ship was moved back outside, and the focus of work shifted to the still dark lower hull area. The hull surface was cleaned using a liquid like acetone to prepare it for repair and repainting. He began applying repair material to the scratched and uneven parts of the hull. Putty or sealant was spread evenly across the bottom of the ship to cover any damage. He carefully inspected the coating to ensure a smoother surface. At his workbench, he prepared paint, sealant, and brushes for the next painting phase. New paint or sealant was mixed. Blue was used to repair the bottom of the hull. Layers of paint were applied to the bottom of the ship. The previously dull areas began to look neater. He continued painting the bottom and edges of the hull while moving under the ship using a paddle wheel. The painting work continued until the ship's bottom line was clean and even. Once the exterior was complete, he returned to the deck and wooden floor. He began scraping off the remaining old coating. The wooden floor was thoroughly cleaned. Black stains and old dirt began to disappear. The seams on the floor were covered with masking tape for a neater finish. The wooden surface was polished and treated. The wood's natural color slowly reappeared. A wood sealer or oil was applied to the floor. The previously dull wood was transformed into a shiny finish. The deck area looked much cleaner and tidier. The wooden floor now looked like new again. After the boat's parts were repaired, the man took the old boat cover and took it outside. The cover was spread out in the yard and on the deck to be cleaned and dried. He carefully arranged the cover so that all parts were open and exposed to the air. As darkness fell, The boat cover could be seen hanging neatly on the balcony. The restoration continues with the teak cockpit floor. The old black seam material is worn out, so he points out the damaged grooves, grinds the surface, and starts pulling the old caulk from between the planks. Every loose strip is scraped away before the new sealant can go in. After cleaning the deck, he masks both sides of each seam with blue tape. He applies fresh black marine sealant into the grooves, spreads it evenly, trims the excess, and begins fixing the edges around the cockpit floor and molded fiberglass panels. With the seams freshly sealed, he finishes the corners and removes the tape for a cleaner line. Then he moves outside to the stern, checks open fittings and trim pieces, and inspects the back of the boat beside the Mercury outboard engine. Next, the focus shifts to the hull finish. He prepares a polishing machine with compound and starts buffing the white and blue fiberglass. The dull, oxidized surface begins to turn glossy as he works the pad across the boat. He continues polishing along the blue side panel and the lower white hull. Close-up shots show cloudy scratches and grime being cut back. The gel coat becomes darker, cleaner, and more reflective, while metal parts on the bench are cleaned and buffed. In the workshop, he treats a wooden hatch and tests finishing products. Back on the boat, the refreshed teak deck is shown from above, with the new black seams and blue masking tape still protecting the borders. He wipes and checks the restored floor before moving to the cockpit controls. At the helm, he starts measuring and marking the side panel for new equipment. A round hole is drilled into the fiberglass, the opening is cleaned out, and a white marine speaker is positioned to check the fit. He connects the speaker wiring, feeds the cable through the opening, and prepares the terminals. After the wires are pulled into place, the speaker is seated into the panel and screwed down flush against the cockpit wall. The new speaker is now installed. He sits at the helm, turns his attention to the dashboard, and works around the gauges and switches. The camera then reveals the wiring behind the panel as he connects and organizes the electrical system. With the wiring checked, the cockpit looks more complete. The steering wheel, gauges, stereo display, and switches are back in place. He drills and installs another small deck fitting, then moves to the stern drive area to inspect the propeller and lower unit. next at the stern of the boat, where the man works close to the mercury outboard and begins fitting a black sonar transducer bracket under the rear section. He tightens the screws with a drill, checks the angle near the hull, and even looks at footage on his phone so the bracket can sit in the correct position before the cable is routed forward. He continues the transducer installation by checking the phone again, cleaning the white fiberglass surface, and drilling small mounting holes near the transom edge. With a blue work light shining on the area, he secures the bracket and cable neatly under the stern, making sure the wire has a clean path and will not hang loose near the outboard engine. After finishing the work under the stern, he moves inside the boat and pulls the cable forward through the cockpit toward the helm area. He works around the steering console, lays the black cable across the dashboard, and prepares the spot where the Garmin navigation screen will connect with the newly installed transducer. At the helm, he mounts and tests the navigation screen, adjusting the cable and the position of the device until it sits properly beside the compass and steering wheel. The dashboard begins to look functional again, with the gauge panel, wheel, and screen coming together as he prepares to activate the marine chart system. He opens the Garmin Navionics Plus Marine Chart package and starts setting up the chart plotter with new map data. After wiping the screen and accepting setup prompts on both the device and his phone, the video cuts back under the boat, where he begins dealing with the old trailer hardware and a rusty wheel assembly. The boat is now shown sitting on its trailer inside the garage, supported by jack stands while the old trailer parts are inspected and worked on. He checks the frame, wheels, and support points, then pulls the trailer tongue outside, showing that the boat is slowly becoming mobile again and ready for more work beyond the garage. The focus returns to the electrical system, where he connects a large AGM battery and tightens the red and black cables inside the battery compartment. He then moves around the cockpit, secures hardware near the table pedestal and deck area, and prepares the boat to be strapped down outside on the trailer. With the boat outside, he finishes the battery connections, places covers and panels back into the cockpit, and starts reinstalling cushions and interior trim pieces. He also wipes the wooden table surface with cleaner or oil, bringing back the shine of the wood so the cockpit looks cleaner, warmer, and more complete. He continues assembling the seating area by placing the blue cushion on the wooden bench and checking the freshly cleaned cockpit floor. After the interior looks more finished, he turns the ignition at the helm and then goes to the mercury outboard, removes the engine cover, and prepares to service the motor. With the outboard cover removed, he inspects the engine and then reaches into the stern compartment where the fuel and mechanical systems are located. A close-up shows rusty plates, screws, and fittings, and he uses a wrench to loosen old hardware before moving on to the hoses and filter connections inside the boat. Next, he works with a wrench on small hose fittings and then crouches beside the open stern locker to remove or install a fuel filter canister. The fourth part begins at the helm, where he turns the ignition and checks the switches before moving outside to the stern of the boat. With the mercury outboard cover removed, he inspects the engine, the fuel tank area, and the lower unit, then focuses on the propeller and gear case as he prepares to service the motor properly. He loosens parts around the lower unit and removes the outboard gear case from the engine so it can be repaired on the workbench. Inside the workshop, he places the old, dirty assembly upright, begins taking apart the water pump section, and carefully checks the corroded housing around the long drive shaft. The water pump repair continues as he scrapes away grime and old gasket material from the metal surface. He test fits the new pump plate and rubber impeller, heats and cleans stubborn areas, and slowly rebuilds the assembly so cooling water can circulate through the engine again. After preparing the replacement parts, he tightens the water pump housing with power tools, checks the fit with a wrench, and cleans the exterior of the lower unit. He sands and touches up damaged black paint around the propeller area, then moves back outside and starts refilling or servicing the gear oil on the outboard. Under the stern, he drains old fluid into a black pan and works underneath the motor while the boat rests on the trailer. He removes rusty bolts, checks the mounting points, and continues servicing the lower unit so the outboard can be reassembled safely and run without overheating or leaking. He connects a flushing attachment and works around the open engine section while handling gaskets and pump parts. After showing the new repair kit, he fits the small seals and plates into place. Then the scene shifts toward travel preparations as he gets ready to take the boat away from the house for a real test. Aerial shots show the boat being towed toward the water, marking an important step in the restoration. Back at the helm, he checks the steering wheel and dashboard again, then returns to the workshop to restore wooden cockpit details, including the worn steering wheel and a wooden cup holder panel. He sands the wooden cup holder piece, checks its fit inside the cabin area, and works on the old wooden steering wheel with careful masking and finishing. The center hub is removed, the wood is cleaned and prepared, and he begins making the wheel look fresh enough to match the rebuilt dashboard. The steering wheel restoration continues as he trims, sands, drills, and refits the hardware before coating the wood with a glossy finish. The cup holder trim is also varnished, and when the parts are reinstalled at the helm, the dashboard looks much cleaner, more complete, and ready for use on the water. The boat finally appears on the water, moving across the calm surface and leaving a clean wake behind it. From the bow, the view shows the restored yacht cruising steadily. Then the scene cuts to the dock where he ties the boat securely, checks the helm controls, and inspects the exterior once more. This part ends with the boat looking functional and presentable, proving that the abandoned yacht has reached the stage where it can finally run on the water again.